Hi students, today we're going to do day 5, determining the missing height, area of the base, and radius and diameter. So now you're going to be given the volume, and you're going to have to find other missing information, like either they don't give you the height or they don't give you the diameter, something like that. So make sure your notes are out and you're taking notes. I want you to write down even the I do's. So write down all examples. Here you're going to write down the steps. So teacher, please pause for a minute. Write down the steps. Pause the video. Okay, so the video is paused. It's back on. You should have these steps written down. Step 1, determine which formula you need. So read the question. What shape are they asking? Write the formula, substitute in what you know, solve for the unknown. So just a little brief review. If you had this, how would you solve that? How would you solve for h? You would divide by 15. So 540 divided by 15, everyone should have a calculator, 36. 36 equals h. So you can pretend that this is the volume, 3.14 times r squared h. So pi r squared h. So if this was a cylinder, you would multiply 3.14 times r squared. That will give you one number, and then you divide. So that's kind of what we're doing today. So the first example, the volume of a cylinder is 1,271.7 cubic feet with a diameter of 18 feet. Find the height of the cylinder. So I want you to write down cylinder. Volume is 1,271.7, and then I want you to put diameter 18, find the height. So all that should be written down in your notes. So I'm dealing with a cylinder, so the formula is V equals pi r squared h. So let's fill in what we know. We know that the volume is 1271.7. We know that pi is 3.14. Let's see, they don't give us a radius, but they give us a diameter of 18. So the radius is just half, so 9. So 9 squared, and they don't give us the height. That's what we're trying to find. So I want you to multiply 3.14 times 9 squared. You should have gotten 254.34. Bring down your h, bring down your 1,271.7. Now how do you solve for h? Divide by 254.34. So put into your calculator 1,271.7 divided by 254.34. You should get 5. So your height equals 5, and what's the unit? Feet. So 5 feet. There's your answer. Okay, let's do another one. A cake in the shape of a cylinder. Okay, so we're going to do another one together. A cake in the shape of a cylinder takes up 94.2 cubic inches. The radius of the cake is 4 inches. What is the height of the cake? So I want you to write down cylinder, and it takes up 94.2. That's your volume. The radius is 4 inches, and they're asking what is the height. So make sure you have that written down. A cylinder, formula V equals pi r squared h. So let's fill in what we know. The volume, 94.2, pi 3.14, radius squared, 4 squared, and I don't know the height. So if I multiply 3.14 times 4 squared, put that in your calculator, it is 50.24. Bring down your h, bring down your 94.2. Now how do you solve for h? Divide by 50.24. So put that in your calculator. H is 1.875. So you would say your height equals 1.875, and we're at inches. There's your answer. Okay, next up, you're going to do this one. So the Roberts family uses a container shaped like a cylinder to recycle aluminum cans. It has a diameter of 1.5 feet and a volume of 7.065 cubic feet. If the container is filled halfway to the top, what is the height that the cans can reach? So I'm going to help you set it up a little bit. I want you to write down cylinder, volume of 7.065, diameter 1.5, so you know you need the radius, which is half of that, and you're going to find the height. What is the height? You don't need, this is kind of information that you don't need. The container is filled halfway to the top. So go ahead and work that out. Teacher, if you can press pause. Okay, you should have solved that. So we have a cylinder, so it's V equals pi r squared h. Volume 7.065 equals 3.14. My diameter equals 1.5, so my radius is half of that at 0.75 squared times h. So when I multiply 3.14 times 0.75 squared, it is 1.76625 h. Bring down your volume. Now divide. Try and keep as many decimal places as possible when you're doing these. So that cancels out. I have h equals 4. So my height equals 4, and we're looking at feet. Raise your hand if you got that right. Okay, let's go on to the next type. The volume of a cone is 1,271.7 cubic inches with a diameter of 18 inches. Find the height of the cone. So I want you to write down cone. Volume is 1,271.7 and diameter 18. Find the height. Alright, so cone, V equals 1/3 pi r squared h. So my volume, 1,271.7 times 1/3 times 3.14, and diameter is 18, so the radius is half of that, 9 squared times h. So I'm going to just multiply this whole thing, and I'm going to get 84.78 h. You could clear the fraction first, or you can multiply 3.14 times 9 squared divided by 3, or you can multiply both sides by 3, then clear this, or multiply the 3.14 and the 9 squared, then divide. You just have to, figure out what works best for you. I will show you a couple of problems where you're going to multiply both sides by 3. All right, so then just divide by 84.78. So h equals 15. So my height equals 15 and it's inches. All right, so this one's yours. The volume of a cone is 30 millimeters radius. Oh, with a 30 millimeter radius is 9,420 cubic millimeters, so that's your volume. What is the height of the cone? So I want you to write down cone, radius 30, volume 9,420, and then what is the height? So teacher, please press pause and let the students work it out. All right, so you should have worked it out. You have the volume of a cone is V equals 1/3 pi r squared h. So my volume, 9,420, equals 1/3 times 3.14. My radius, 30 squared times h. So if I multiply all of this, you get 942h equals 9,420. If I divide, it becomes 10 equals h. So your height equals 10 millimeters. Okay, how many of you got that right? Raise your hand. All right, let's go to the next one. The volume of a cylinder is about 1,632 cubic inches. The height of the cylinder is 24. What is the area of the base? So, write down cylinder. Volume is 1,632. Height is 24. And then what do you have to find? The area of the base. So let's look at cylinder. Here's a cylinder. What's the base? The base is this, the circles. So the area would be the inside. So that's the base. So the base is a circle. So the area of a circle is pi r squared. Pi r squared. So that's the formula. So we are asked to find pi r squared. So let's write down cylinder. Cylinder is V equals pi r squared h. So right here, this pi r squared, that's what we're asked to find. You can pretend that that is one variable. So consider that as like an x. So my volume is 1,632. Remember, this is my one variable that I'm asked to find, pi r squared, and then my h is 24. So how do I solve for this pi r squared? I just divide both sides by 24. So that cancels, and I get pi r squared equals 68. So that's my answer. Area of the base, because this pi r squared is the area of the base, so that equals 68. Area of the base is 68, and we are in inches, and area is squared, so it's inches squared. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So you're going to do it, but I'm going to help you set it up. Find the area of the base of a cone with a volume of 300 cubic feet and a height of 4. So we're going to find the area of the base, write down cone, volume 300, height 4. So for the cone, your volume is 1/3 pi r squared h. And remember, area of the base is going to be, so if you think about the cone, this is the base, right here. Here's my area. So it's still a circle. My area equals pi r squared. So I want to think of this pi r squared as one variable. So let's fill it in. My volume's 300, oh, sorry. You're going to do this one. But I'm going to give you a little hint. Multiply both sides by 3 first. All that does is cancel out the fraction and then divide. So teacher, please pause the video to let the students work this one out. Okay, so you should have worked it out. So this is 300 equals 1/3 pi r squared, and then the height is 4. So we're going to multiply both sides by 3 first. So if I multiply this side by 3 and this side by 3, all that does is cancel out the fraction, and I'm left with pi r squared times 4 equals 900. Now if I divide both sides by 4, this cancels, and I have 225 equals pi r squared. Pi r squared is the area formula, so I'm done. So you would say area of the base is 225 feet squared. That's your answer. Alright, so let's go to the next one. Find the diameter of a cone with a volume of 150.72 cubic feet and a height of 4. So what are we asked to find? The diameter of what? A cone. Write this down. Volume 150.72. Height equals 4. So we're going to find a cone. We're going to be using a cone, so it's V equals 1/3 pi r squared h. So let's fill in what we know. Volume 150.72 times 1/3, or equals 1/3 times 3.14. I don't know my radius squared. My height is 4. So I'm going to clear this. I'm going to go ahead and multiply both sides by 3. So all that does is cancels out the fraction. I have 3.14. I'm going to go ahead and rearrange this so that the 4 is next to that. Times 4. R squared, and then 3 times 150.72 is 452.16. So now 3.14 times 4 is 12.56 r squared equals 452.16. So how do you solve for r squared? Divide. So this becomes 36 equals r squared. So I want to know, I need r, not r squared. So you can think of it as, you know, r squared equals r times r. So if 36 equals r squared, 36 equals r times r. So what number times itself equals 36? Or you can take the square root of both sides. The square root of r squared is r. The square root of 36, 6. So the radius equals 6. So what's the diameter? Double that, 12, and it's feet. So the diameter is 12 feet. Alright, last example. You're going to do this one. Find the radius of a cylinder with a volume of 235.5 cubic inches and a height of 3 inches. So we're dealing with cylinder. The volume is 235.5. Height 3. Okay, so teacher, press pause. Let the students work this one out. Okay, so you should have worked it out. The volume equals pi r squared h. So 235.5 equals 3.14 times r squared times 3. So you're not dealing with a cone, you don't have to worry about multiplying by 3 first. So I'm just going to multiply 3.14 times 3, and I get 9.42. r squared equals 235.5. Divide by 9.42. So I have 25 equals r squared, so I can take the square root of both sides. R equals 5. So what are we asked to find? Find the radius. So the radius equals 5, and it's inches. There's your answer. Hopefully you got that right. Alright, so that's it. Your homework. If there's any time left, you can spend doing your homework. Have a great weekend. See you on Tuesday. I'll be here Monday, just not in the classroom. Have a good day. Bye.